Hello my friends and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. In yesterday's video we explored and spoke to I think half of Ostagar, and today we're going to finish the other half and hopefully continue on our joining the Grey Warden's quest by talking to Alistair. So we talked to the Tranquil at the end of yesterday's video, so today we're going to... Oh, let's go over here and see what she's doing.
We stand here in this hour, good folk of Ferelden, and we contemplate the death that may await. Death is no failure, my friends. Should it find you, you will not have failed your king. You will have served your maker. Die in this battle, and when you stand before the Maker in the land beyond the Fade, he shall not find you wanting. Go not into death gladly, but with the knowledge that evil has been held at bay by your spilled blood. And if you go to stand beside the Maker, go with our blessing, for you shall not be forgotten. My friends, let us bow our heads and remember those who have fallen and those who have yet to fall.
I wonder if this is one of those ones where I come and go several times and they talk to me. So let's talk to Wynne first.
Greetings, young man. You are Duncan's newest recruit, are you not? He's not a man easily impressed. You should be proud.
Thanks.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Wynne, one of the mages summoned by the king.
Well, I want to combine these two. Pleased to meet you. I am Edward.
Well met. And good luck to you on the battlefield. To us all, in fact.
Will you be fighting beside the king?
Not precisely. The Grey Wardens will be on the front lines, not the mages. Still, we have our parts to play. To defeat the Darkspawn, we have to work together. It's not an idea everyone seems able to grasp.
You'd think they'd want super powerful mages right out front to kill things, but whatever. Have you faced Darkspawn before?
Stragglers, yes. Not the vast horde the scouts speak of. I wonder, how much do you know of the connection between Darkspawn and the Fade?
Just what I saw in the cutscene. I know the Fade is where you go when you dream. Well, that's okay.
Anytime your spirit leaves your earthly body, whether it's to dream or to die, it passes into the realm we call the Fade. It's home to many spirits, some benevolent, others far less so. At the heart of the Fade lies the Black City.
Yeah, I've heard of that, I think, via my codex entries. Didn't something bad happen there?
Some say the Black City was once the seat of the Maker. But when the mages from the Tevinter Imperium found a way into the city, it was tainted with their sin. That taint transformed those men, turning them into twisted reflections of their own hearts. And the Maker cast them back to the Earth, where they became the first Darkspawn. At least that's what the Chant of Light says.
And is it true?
It may be allegory, meant to teach us that our own evil causes human suffering. Or it may be true. It is as good an explanation as any for now.
No. Don't you have any proper advice? Oh god, you could really be a jerk. Well, I think I'll just kill every Darkspawn I see.
A wise attitude. It's worked well for me in the past. But I'm certain Duncan has more for you to do than talk to me.
And we have a Wynne codex entry and the Fade codex entry.
Back again? Don't the Grey Wardens need you? Off you go. I have preparations to make for the battle and I won't be distracted.
Okay, let's see if she has anything else to say. Nope. Maybe if we go farther away. This is the Magi encampment.
I'm sorry, but the mages must not be interrupted.
Oh, they won't mind.
The mages must not be interrupted.
Oh.
Their spirits are in the Fade.
But didn't Wynne just tell me that you go to the Fade when you're asleep or you die, and they look awake? I apologize. I will go elsewhere. Alright, that... Okay. I'm just gonna go with it.
Maker above, hear the prayers of your sons and daughters. We who betrayed your prophet Andraste now beg your forgiveness. Do not abandon us in our darkest hour. Watch over the valiant King Kaelin and guide him as he faces this terrible evil. Watch over Terran Loghain and give him the wisdom to bring us victory against the Scourge of Shadow. Watch over Ferelden, the homeland of Holy Andraste. Keep her people safe from the Darkspawn. Let us bow our heads and offer prayers to the Maker, that he might find us worthy.
Okay. Ooh, Kennel Master.
Excuse me, I must get the hounds ready for battle. Half the dogs are sick from darkspawn blood. It's terrible.
Okay. And there's the Ash Warriors, and... Oh look, there's Daveth and Jory. And there's my puppy. Anything else over here, lady? Oh, soldiers of
Let us
Felden.
consider the evil before us. In their pride, the mages of the ancient Tevinter Imperium sought to open a portal into the heavenly Golden City itself. They tainted it with their sin, and they were cast back into our world as darkspawn. They are man's sins made flesh, an evil that spreads like an illness across our land. To face them, we must first face the evil within ourselves. Let us bow our heads and beg the Maker's forgiveness. Let us not be proud, so we may take courage against the darkness.
Ah, I like that. I love that little touch there. That's really cool.
How do you do?
Oh, an officer.
Tern Loge may not think much of the Grey Wardens, but the king was wise to bring you here. Aren't we receiving a large number of reinforcements from the Grey Wardens in Orlais soon?
Yes, but apparently they're not very appreciated.
Ostagar is a very defensible location. Even if the Horde outnumbers us, we should see a decisive victory. Aren't we receiving a large number of reinforcements from the Grey Wardens in Orlais soon?
Yeah. So Orlais, I can't remember if they talked about it. No, they did talk about it. Orlais conquered Ferelden, and then the Fereldans kicked them out. And apparently the Orlesians, that sounds better, have a bunch of Grey Wardens, a whole lot more than Ferelden, and they don't want their help because they're from Orlais? Oh, duh. It just seems a little silly.
May I fetch something for you?
No?
I'm sorry, but there's so much to do before the battle. I must attend to my duties or I'll get the switch.
I should be going. I'm behind as it is, I'm afraid.
Oh, I feel like they're just very oppressed people, and it doesn't seem right. Okay, so I think we've done the full circle. Both sides, so let's go save. And then we'll talk to Alistair and see what he has to say.
What is it now? Haven't Grey Wardens asked more than enough of the Circle?
I simply came to deliver a message from the revered mother, Sir Mage. She desires your presence.
What her reverence desires is of no concern to me. I am busy helping the Grey Wardens, by the King's orders, I might add.
Should I have asked her to write a note?
Tell her I will not be harassed in this manner.
Yes, I was harassing you by delivering a message.
Your glibness does you no credit.
Here I thought we were getting along so well. I was even going to name one of my children after you. The Grumpy One.
Enough. I will speak to the woman if I must. Get out of my way, fool.
You know, one good thing about the Blight is how it brings people together.
You are sarcastic. I appreciate that. I don't know how to respond. He is strange, but I know exactly what you mean.
It's like a party. We could all stand in a circle and hold hands. That would give the Darkspawn something to think about. Wait, we haven't met, have we? I don't suppose you happen to be another mage.
Would that make your day worse?
Hardly. I just like to know my chances of being turned into a toad at any given moment. Wait, I do know who you are. You're Duncan's new recruit. From Highever. I should have recognized you right away. I apologize.
Well, and you must be Alistair.
Did Duncan mention me? Nothing bad, I hope. As the junior member of the Order, I'll be accompanying you when you prepare for the joining.
Okay, what can you tell me about the joining?
Honestly, nothing. Try not to worry about it. It will just distract you. So I'm curious. Have you ever actually encountered Darkspawn before?
Have you?
When I fought my first one, I wasn't prepared for how monstrous it was. I can't say I'm looking forward to encountering another. Anyhow, whenever you're ready, let's get back to Duncan. I imagine he's eager to get things started.
But you joined the Grey Wardens. Isn't that like our job to encounter Darkspawn? That argument I saw, what was it about?
With the mage. The circle is here at the king's request, and the Chantry doesn't like that one bit. They just love letting mages know how unwelcome they are, which puts me in a bit of an awkward position. I was once a Templar.
What's a Templar?
You don't know? Quick version then. The Chantry tries to control mages because they're dangerous, so they keep Templars that train to hunt down and kill apostates. That's what I was being trained as when Duncan recruited me 6 months ago. I'm sure the revered mother meant it as an insult, sending me as her messenger, and the mage picked right up on that. I never would have agreed to deliver it, but Duncan says we're all to cooperate and get along. Apparently they didn't get the same speech.
What about the other recruits?
Davith and Sir Jory are here in the camp. Have you met them?
Yes, I've met both of them.
That makes things easy then. They'll both be back with Duncan by now.
Okay, well, I look forward to traveling with you.
You do? Huh. That's a switch. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, lead on.
Okay, so quest was updated. You have found Alistair and should return with him to Duncan at his fire near the gate leading to the Kakari Wilds. And I have a codex update too. But let's see if Alistair has anything else to say.
Yes?
Tell me a little about yourself.
As I said, I was trained as a Templar before Duncan recruited me about 6 months ago. The Chantry raised me, and becoming a Templar was a decision made for me a long time ago. Duncan saw I wasn't happy, and figured my training against mages could double for fighting Darkspawn. Now, here I stand, a proud Grey Warden. The Grand Cleric wouldn't have let me go if Duncan never forced the issue. I'll always be grateful to him.
You didn't want to join the Chantry?
It just wasn't for me. I believe in the Maker well enough, but I never wanted to devote my life to the Chantry.
You speak fondly of Duncan.
I spent years in that Chantry, hopelessly resigned to my fate. Duncan was the first person who cared what I wanted. He risked a lot of trouble with the Grand Cleric to help me.
Maybe Duncan thought you would be useful?
Or maybe he just happens to be a good man.
Okay. I have a few questions for you.
What about?
The Grey Wardens.
So I imagine. What would you like to know?
Well, what makes you all so special?
The Grey Wardens are warriors without equal. Darkspawn threatened to destroy the world 4 times over. Each time, the Grey Wardens led mankind to victory. Nobody knows more about Darkspawn, and nobody's better equipped to deal with them. You'll see. Trust me.
So they're knights, heroes?
I don't know if I'd go that far. Duncan says the Grey Wardens do whatever is necessary to protect mankind from Darkspawn. That means some pretty extreme things. Whatever it takes to bring victory.
Yeah, I heard the burning the village and villagers to stop the Darkspawn. Pretty extreme. So I'm not really sure I know much about anything about the Grey Wardens.
Well, let's see. Surely you've heard of Weishaupt Fortress? The great eyrie carved into the White Cliffs far off in the Anderfels? That's where the Grey Wardens once kept their griffins. The griffins died out, however, and our numbers have dwindled since the last blight. There's only a handful left in Ferelden. A few more in other nations.
Where are all the Grey Wardens now?
The others are camped with the King's soldiers in the valley. The King's given us a position of honor at the vanguard, despite our small numbers. I think Kalen is actually excited to ride into battle with us. Maybe he thinks that's what his father would have done.
A king with daddy issues. Lovely. So the Grey Wardens have the right to recruit anyone.
King Marek, Kalen's father, reaffirmed the power the Grey Wardens were given during the Blights. In practice, we can't conscript too often without hurting our cause. We were exiled from Ferelden once. Best not to let that happen again.
Okay, that's all I
You want to
know.
ask me about something else?
Oh yeah, that'd be great. The blight Duncan mentioned.
Of course.
So what is a blight? Where do Darkspawn come from?
You want the Chantry's version or the truth?
Well, the truth would be ideal. So what? Oh, wait, they aren't the same thing?
They seldom are.
Okay, then give me the truth.
The truth is, we don't really know. They come up from the ground, and that's as far as we've gotten.
Okay. So what's the Chantry's version?
According to the Chant of Light, the Maker imprisoned the old gods underground long ago, as punishment for tricking mankind into worshipping them. The old gods still whispered to some men and taught them magic. These men became the Magisters of the Tevinter Empire. The Magisters used their gift to enter the Golden City, tainting it and themselves. They were cast out by the Maker and became the first Darkspawn.
Yeah.
They fled underground, bringing their taint to their gods. The tainted old gods were the archdemons who rose from their prisons and led the Darkspawn against the world.
It's a very dramatic retelling. So that was the first blight then, I take it?
Yes, and it nearly wiped us out. When defeated, the Darkspawn flee back underground and seek out another old god to taint, thus bringing another blight.
So where is the archdemon for this blight?
We haven't seen it yet. People are beginning to think this is just an unusually large Darkspawn raid without an archdemon to unify them. But seriously, the archdemon could be in the wilds or underground. It could be hiding. Just because it hasn't shown itself doesn't mean it isn't out there.
So why don't we just kill the Darkspawn when they're underground?
They've controlled the deep roads ever since they defeated the Dwarven kingdoms. Even if we invaded, we can only chase them so far.
Did I ask this already? What is an archdemon exactly? I don't think I did.
The old gods were dragons.
Oh.
So the stories say. Big ones. Intelligent, even. The Tevinter Empire had big statues of them. Each dragon had a name and a place in the cosmos. It's all very intricate. The archdemons may not be the old gods, but they're definitely dragons.
Why are some people so skeptical?
The Grey Wardens killed so many Darkspawn by the end of the last Blight. People decided they were gone for good.
I've got other questions.
Of course.
How do Grey Wardens defeat the Blights?
We chop off the snake's head. It's the only way. According to texts, the most famous Grey Warden leader, Garahel, killed the Archdemon Underal in personal combat at the Battle of Aesley to end the last Blight. Without the Archdemon to command them, the Darkspawn flee back underground.
How did anyone even know about this Blight?
The Grey Wardens keep watch. We feel the Darkspawn when they come. You'll understand after the joining, if you... well, you'll understand. Not to mention people start to notice when Darkspawn pour out of the wilds and taint everything around them. Just a guess.
Fair enough. So how many Darkspawn are out there?
Thousands. Tens of thousands. They've had centuries to build up their numbers.
That's all I wanted to know.
You want to ask me about something else?
Probably. Tell me about Duncan.
Duncan is the leader of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden. Which he would say doesn't mean much, as there aren't many of us here. Yet, beyond that, he's a good man. A good judge of character. I owe him a lot. What about you? What do you think of him?
I owe him as well. He saved me.
That sounds familiar. He's done the best he can with what little he has. And that includes me, I guess. You want to ask me about something else?
How about the joining ritual?
I wish I could tell you more. Maybe ask me again after Duncan speaks to you about it. You want to ask me about something else?
Yes. What about the upcoming battle?
The one tomorrow. I'll tell you. It's Tern Loghain we should be looking to win it, not the king. Kaelin just wants his place in history. The Tern is planning the strategy. That's my opinion, anyway. I guess I should be thankful the king favors us Grey Wardens. But I know who's keeping the lid on the pot.
So pretty much everybody thinks that Kaelin's kind of useless and Loghain's the badass. But I remember reading, I can't remember if somebody mentioning it or not, but Loghain was the general that led Kaelin's father's armies to kick out the Orlesians. So it's kind of a awesome person. So, okay, how much will I be participating?
You know, that's a good question. The other Grey Wardens are riding into battle with the king. I don't know if you'll be with them.
Why wouldn't I be? So why is it happening here of all places?
We're at the edge of the Korkari Wilds, the eye of the Blight Storm, right where the Horde will be coming. Ostagar itself is an excellent defensive position. The Wilders were pushed back from here time and again in ancient days.
What are the chances of our success?
I'm sure Tern Loghain has the battle planned to the last detail. Still, no Blight has ever been defeated with so little cost.
And what happens if we fail?
If we don't break the Horde here, Duncan says it will spread until it engulfs all of Ferelden. Then it will take an alliance of nations to fight it, which would be bad. Neither the king nor the Tern really seems to believe this is a real Blight, however.
Alright, I think
You want
we're
to
almost
ask
done.
me about something else?
We are done. I've got no more questions.
Then let's get a move on, shall we?
Yes, let's get a move on. Oh, Alistair approves. He's level 4, human, warrior, he's a Templar. Okay, so approval plus 1 neutral party members' approval changes based on plot decisions or gifts. High approval provides combat bonuses and possible romance options. Nice. While low approval may lead to them deserting you. Okay. That's Can I open that? Of course not. Why would I be able to open that? Alright, well let's go back to the fire and I guess get the next step in our joining ritual. I feel like we talked a lot yesterday and today, but it's necessary. This is just how it is. Oh, poor doggies.
We should see what Duncan wants us to do next, don't you think?
Yeah.
Well, in for a silver, in for a crown, as my dear mum always used to say.
I love... Which one is that? That's Devith. Devith's great.
You found Alistair, did you? Good. I'll assume you're ready to begin preparations. Assuming, of course, that you're quite finished riling up mages, Alistair.
What can I say? The revered mother ambushed me. The way she wields guilt, they should stick her in the army.
She forced you to sass the mage, did she? We cannot afford to antagonize anyone, Alistair. We don't need to give anyone more ammunition against us.
You're right, Duncan. I apologize.
Now then, since you're all here, we can begin. You 4 will be heading into the Korkari Wilds to perform 2 tasks. The first is to obtain 3 vials of Darkspawn blood, 1 for each recruit.
Okay, why do we need Darkspawn blood?
For the joining itself. I'll explain more once you've returned.
Okay. Well, yeah, obviously it's dangerous. Finally some action. Okay, well, what about the second task?
There was once a Grey Warden archive in the wilds, abandoned long ago when we could no longer afford to maintain such remote outposts. It has recently come to our attention that some scrolls have been left behind, magically sealed to protect them. Alistair, I want you to retrieve these scrolls if you can.
What kind of scrolls are these?
Old treaties, if you're curious. Promises of support made to the Grey Wardens long ago. They were once considered only formalities. With so many having forgotten their commitments to us, I suspect it may be a good idea to have something to remind them with.
Probably. So, what if they're no longer there, though?
It's possible the scrolls may have been destroyed or even stolen, though the seal's magic should have protected them. Only a Grey Warden can break such a seal.
I don't understand. Why leave such things in a ruin if they're so valuable?
It was assumed that we would someday return. A great many things were assumed that have not held true.
Is this part of the joining too?
No, but the effort must be made. I have every confidence you are up to the task.
All right. How are we going to find this archive?
It will be an overgrown ruin by now, but the sealed chest should remain intact. Alistair will guide you to the area you need to search.
Okay, so find the archive and through vials of blood. Understood.
Watch over your charges, Alistair. Return quickly and safely.
We will.
Then may the Maker watch over your path. I will see you when you return.
Okay, new quests. So, Tainted Blood says that Duncan has asked Alistair to lead you, Sir Jory, and Davith into the Kokari Wilds to find stray darkspawn and collect 3 vials of their blood. This blood will be used in the secretive joining ritual. And our other new quest is the Grey Warden's Cache. As a second task for joining the ritual, Duncan has asked Alistair to find a ruined Grey Warden outpost in the wild. Supposedly, it contains a cache of old and important treaties that need to be recovered.
We need to get down to the wilds. The sooner you get this done, the better. Trust me.
Okay, do you have anything to say now?
I am ready.
Yes. Okay. So, Jory, you said you were from Redcliffe.
I hail from Redcliffe, but Duncan recruited me in Highover, a city off the northern coast. Have you travelled there?
My father was the lord of that town, actually.
My Lord Cousland. I'm honoured. I was in Arlayman's retinue when he attended King Marik's funeral. It was in Highover that I met my Helena. I was smitten. She has the most beautiful eyes, my Helena. Now, for years I found any excuse to return there. We married a year ago. Arlayman gave me leave to serve in Highover, but I was attempting to persuade Helena to come to Redcliffe with me, at least until I was recruited.
So, yeah, you just left her? Like, Grey Wardens are supposed to be forever, right? I remember reading that, or hearing that, so... You just left her?
Never. I will return to her once my duty is done and the Blight defeated.
I don't think it works that way, dude. How did the Grey Wardens find you?
Last month, Duncan visited Highover, and the band held a tournament in his honor. I won the Grand Melee. It was hard to leave my wife. We married only a year ago, and she is heavy with child now. But Ferelden needs my blade, and I shall not falter.
You could have just stayed in the army. Okay, what do you think of Duncan?
He has a seemingly impossible task, with a scarce handful of Grey Wardens, yet he does not complain or flinch from his duty.
So, what do you think we should do now?
We need to find those documents and the Darkspawn blood. It should be... interesting.
Okay, let's go.
Indeed.
And Davith.
Yes?
So where are you from?
I grew up in a village about a day's trip to the east. Little blot you wouldn't even find on a map. Haven't been back in years. I struck out for the city as soon as I could outrun my pa. I've been in Denerim for 6 years now. Never liked it much, but there's more purses there than anywhere else.
So you're a capper?
Hey, I'm following you, aren't
No,
I?
I pushed the wrong button. No.
Yes?
Oh. Darn. So how did the Grey Wardens find you?
I found them. I cut Duncan's purse while he was standing in a crowd. He grabs my wrist, but I squirm out and bolt. The old bugger can run, but the garrison caught me first. I'm a wanted man in Denerim, you see, so they were going to string me up right there.
So what happened then?
Duncan stopped them, invoked the right of conscription. I gave the garrison the finger while I was walking away. Don't know why Duncan wants someone like me, but he says finesse is important and that I'm fast with a blade. You bet your boots I am. Besides, it beats getting strung up.
Yeah, I guess so. So what do you think of Duncan?
All right for an old bugger. He's faster than he looks too.
And what do you think we should do now?
You heard the same speech I did. Blood and old treaties. Off we go into the wilds.
Alright, let's go then.
Hey, I'm following you, aren't I?
Mm-hmm. And Duncan.
So you returned from the wilds.
Oh.
Have you been successful?
We haven't left yet. No, we haven't.
Then you'd best start soon. You don't want to be in the wilds when night falls.
Okay, so let's, I think the wilds were over this way, Kokari Wilds. the guy who wouldn't let me out first. So let me save. Go to him. Looks like I can just go to the gate, I think.
Hail! I'm told you all have business in the wilds. The gate's open for you. Just be careful out there. Even a Grey Warden won't be safe in the forest tonight.
Okay, a new zone. The Kakari Wilds. Wow, that's pretty big. That brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow with a new Dragon Age Origins video.